Hello everybody, Kitten Winston here, and today I will be doing what if Deku was reborn as a slime, part 19. So, in the last part, Deku and Bakugo just returned to the My Hero world. Now, continuing the story, it would have been the next day, with the entire class of Class 1A going to the USJ, them taking a bus to, well, go there. As whenever they arrived, 13 would have gave the same speech he did in the anime, talking about how quirks can be dangerous and stuff like that. And after that entire whole speech, 13 would have brought all of the Class 1A inside the USJ, with them going inside the USJ and looking around, seeing how big the USJ is, as Deku would have walked towards the stairs. Bakugo noticing that and walking towards Deku as well, him saying, or should I say asking, "What's wrong, Deku?" "Kachan, something is not right." What, what do you mean not right? We're not the only ones here. What do you mean? As a portal would appear right in the middle of the USJ, with villains coming out of the portal. Aizawa walking forwards and telling Deku to go back to the group. But Deku would have just, well, ignored Aizawa, him looking upwards. Aizawa being confused since the villains are, well, under them, or should I say, lower than them. Him and Bakugo looking upwards as well, them seeing a black mist. And from the black mist stands out a man. The man saying, "Rejoice, humans, your deaths are near, because the Reaper is here." Bellicor raising his hands towards, well, the group, and using corrosion, with Aizawa trying to cancel the attack with his eyes, but it's not working, as Deku would have grabbed Aizawa's shoulder and pushing him backwards, him raising his other hand to use Predator, and eating the attack, as whenever he finished eating the attack, Bellicor would have appeared right in front of Deku, him saying, "Long time no see, Izuku Midoriya." Bellicor, as Bellicor would have used both of his hands to grab Deku by his head, pulling Deku towards himself and kneeing him in the stomach, also throwing him down the staircase. Aizawa yelling, "Midoriya!" with Bellicor just saying, "Oh, don't worry, you're next." Him charging a corrosion with his right hand, but just as he was about to throw it at Aizawa, his arm would have been completely covered by slime, or in slime. Him looking backwards to see Deku using his slimes to grab Bellicor's hand, or entire arm. Him saying, "Your fight is with me, Bellicor," while pulling Bellicor down the staircase and towards himself. Deku detaching the slime from his hand and enchanting it with black lightning, him trying to punch at Bellicor. But Bellicor would have dodged out of the way, with Deku missing the attack, as he would use the momentum of the attack to turn around and fire a blast of black lightning towards Bellicor, as Bellicor would counter it with his corrosion, both of the blasts clashing with each other. By the way, Deku is using 50% of black lightning. If you didn't hear me right, it is 50. Now, Deku would have been surprised that Bellicor's corrosion is on par with his 50% black lightning attack, him turning it up to 60%, and overpowering Bellicor's corrosion, with both of the blasts coming towards Bellicor. Bellicor dodging out of the way as Deku would use his slime to create a sword. If you are wondering how, copy and paste. with Deku rushing towards Bellicor and slashing away at him. Bellicor dodging all of Deku's slashes, he would say, "Ho, we're using swords now. Fine." Him grabbing Deku's sword with his hand, while saying, "We'll play fair and square." Him breaking Deku's sword, as he would punch Deku in the face, sending him flying back. And whenever Deku is getting back up, Bellicor would have said one thing: "Summon demonic sword, triffing," as a portal would appear right next to Bellicor. Him putting his hand inside the portal and drawing out a sword, as he would say, "Unique skill activate." The sword changing color from silver to grayish black. Bellicor pointing the sword at Deku and using corrosion, with Deku countering it with a black lightning blast, or just a wave of 60% black lightning, as Bellicor would have anticipated this, and, well, let the blast come towards him only saying one word: reflect, as the blast coming towards Bellicor would be reflected back towards Deku. Deku being confused and panicking, as he would use gluttony, it completely devouring the blast coming towards Deku. Bellicor being shocked, because he didn't know that Deku can do that. And while Bellicor was shocked, Deku would have used this time to repair his, well, broken sword. After that, he would have charged at Bellicor, with Bellicor snapping out of it as he will block the attack, both of them having a sword battle. And after a few clashes, Bellicor would start to overpower Deku, because Bellicor did live for about at least a couple hundred years, so he has a lot of fighting experience. Plus, he did survive the Holy War, so don't underestimate him. Now, Bellicor would have pinned Deku down onto the ground. Well, pinned Deku down on his one knee. Bellicor, using his sword, would keep on bashing at Deku, with Deku using his sword to parry as much of the attack as he can. Bellicor saying, "Huh, you're the first one to make me use this." Deku being confused as Bellicor would keep on saying, "I got this idea from a, well, acquaintance of mine." Him enchanting his, well, demonic sword with corrosion, while yelling, "Take this, Izuku." Him swinging his sword down onto Deku. Deku getting up and using his sword to try and parry the attack. But whenever the, well, Bellicor's sword hit Deku's sword would have snapped in two, with him barely dodging Bellicor's, well, attack, with Bellicor keep on swinging his sword at Deku. Deku dodging most of the attacks, and sometimes getting hit by Bellicor's sword, but he would immediately heal, because he has ultra speed regeneration. And while Deku was dodging most of Bellicor's attack, he would have been thinking, "Damn it, I need to keep my distance." Him using his left hand would fire a blast of black lightning at point blank. Bellicor using reflect, as the black lightning would go straight back towards Deku. Deku being hit by the black lightning, sending him flying back, with Bellicor following close behind, as whenever Deku landed, he would immediately repair his sword and getting ready to attack Bellicor. And just after he finished repairing his sword, Bellicor would have appeared right in front of Deku. Deku swinging his sword down, but Bellicor would have just slapped the sword away from Deku, grabbing Deku's hand, and with one swing of his sword, he would have sliced Deku into 1,000 pieces. Bellicor using his other arm or hand to fire a corrosion straight at the remainings of Deku, as somewhere in the city, the clone of Deku, which is being Phantom, would sense that something is wrong. Him calling another clone of Deku, which is the Deku that is always being weared by Inko, which I'm just going to call Accessory Deku, and the clone that is being Phantom, well, Phantom. Now, Phantom would have asked Accessory Deku, did you feel that? Yes, I did. Do you know what's that? I think it is the original. Wait, are you telling me that the original is in danger? Yes, I think so. Then what can we do? You can go and save him or help him. Okay, but why can't you do that? Well, I've been ordered by the original to safeguard his mom, so I can't. But you can. He didn't give you any orders. He only told you to be Phantom. So be Phantom and go save the original. Okay, I got it. As Phantom would go straight towards Deku's location. Him trying to call Deku, the true Deku or the real Deku, via fog communication. Now back in the USJ, Be'lakor would have used corrosion to, well, evaporate Deku's entire body, as he would have just thought that he killed Deku. But just as he thinks that, Deku's sword would transform back into his slime. The slime using the skill Ultra Speed Regeneration and transforming back into Deku's, well, human form. Deku thinking, holy, I thought I was dead. Sage saying, well, you were, that is if you didn't have this sword. Wait, what? What do you mean this sword? I mean the sword that you made with slime. What? You see, as long as you have a bit of slime left, your skill Ultra Speed Regeneration can be activated, enabling you to have a complete recovery in at most a few seconds. Okay, as this is when Deku would get, well, called by Phantom. Deku answering the call, as he would have told Phantom to go and find All Might, also telling Phantom to bring All Might to the USJ. Deku giving Phantom the coordinates or the location of the USJ, with Phantom understanding and leaving the call. By the way, whenever I say call, I don't mean cell phone call, I mean, well, fog communication. Now, right after Deku ended the call with Phantom, he would have sneaked up on Be'lakor and using Force Armor. And yes, that is a replacement name for Black Lightning Fukao. Him using Force Armor at 50% and punching Be'lakor straight in the face, surprising Be'lakor and, well, sending him flying. Deku rushing in to attack Be'lakor with his sword again, with Be'lakor of course enchanting his sword with corrosion and attack Deku as well, as, well, every time Be'lakor attacks Deku's sword would snap in half, but right after Deku's sword snapped in half, it would immediately regenerate, or just repair itself, as after trading blows with Deku even more, Be'lakor would start to be annoyed by Deku's sword. Him thinking, this sword, why does it keep repairing itself? It is so goddamn annoying. As whenever Be'lakor just finished breaking Deku's sword, Deku would have used his legs to kick Be'lakor in the face. And right after Deku kicked Be'lakor in the face, this is when another portal would appear on top of the USJ, and this time, villains did not come out. Actually, All Might was the one that came out, and Phantom right after him. All Might going straight down to help Aizawa and, well, the rest of the students, with Phantom going down to help Deku, as Belacor would look up to see Phantom, him getting a bit, well, mad, as Phantom would enchant his sword with Hellfire. It, well, them clashing with each other, Deku being thrown backwards by the force of the clash. Him thinking, well, at least this clone is as strong as me. Now I can think of a way to counter his unique skill, which I believe is called Reflect. Him thinking on it, and while Deku, the real Deku, is thinking on that, Phantom would have been fighting with Bellicor, them exchanging blows with each other. And by blows, I mean using their swords, not their fists. So basically, they're having a sword battle again. And as Bellicor and Phantom are facing off, Deku, the real Deku, would have been thinking, that unique skill, it can reflect range attacks, right? There must be a weakness. Think, Izuku, think. Him coming up with an idea, as he would use fog communication to tell Phantom to throw multiple waves of Hellfire at Bellicor. Phantom doing so, saying triple Hell Slash, firing 3 separate Hell Slashes towards Bellicor, with Bellicor saying reflect, and reflecting all of the Hell Slash with one swipe of his sword, them going towards Phantom, with Phantom dodging out of the way, as Bellicor would have rushed towards Phantom and, well, attack him. Deku thinking, okay, that unique skill can reflect all range attacks thrown at him. So I guess we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. But before that, I need a better sword. Deku focusing his black lightning in his sword. And while that was happening, Phantom would have swung his sword down onto Bellicor, with Bellicor blocking the attack with his sword, him using his legs to, well, kick Phantom in the stomach. Bellicor raising his sword up into the sky and, well, swinging it down onto Phantom's neck. But before Bellicor can do that, Deku would have rushed in and blocked the attack with his sword. Oh yeah, and by the way, Phantom and Bellicor are still using Hellfire and Corrosion on their swords. Now, Bellicor would have been confused because his sword mixed with Corrosion did not cut through Deku's sword, them beginning to struggle with each other. Deku saying this in his mind, Thor's armor, 70%, as he would use Black Lightning to enchant his entire body at 70%, him immediately feeling the pain. But he will ignore the pain because his entire class will be killed if he doesn't defeat Bellicor here. Deku overpowering Bellicor and punching him square in the face, sending him flying back. And whenever Bellicor landed, he would have immediately gotten back up, him looking right at Deku's sword and seeing black lightning coursing through it. Deku would have helped Phantom get back on his feet, as both of them would immediately charge at Bellicor. Bellicor being taken aback by this and, well, being on the defensive, with Deku and Phantom being on the offensive, as Bellicor would start to lose a bit, him actually using Black Mist to dodge one of their attacks, or just both of their attacks, him disappearing and reappearing a couple meters away from Deku and Phantom, him saying, huh, 2 against 1 I see. Well then, it looks like I have to step up my game. Duplicate. Demonic Sword Triffing. As another Triffing would appear in Bellicor's right arm, or just right hand. Basically, Bellicor is dual wielding 2 Triffings. Him yelling, come on! as both Deku and Phantom would rush towards Bellicor. Them again attacking Bellicor with their swords, as Bellicor would have fight back. Him this time being on equal footing with both Phantom and Deku. Them clashing swords with each other a lot of times, as this is when Phantom would swing his sword down onto Bellicor, with Bellicor using the sword in his left hand to block Phantom's sword, and with his right, he would slice Phantom's mask in half. Well, not exactly. Basically, now Phantom's mask would look like, actually not look like, it's just that the lower half of Phantom's mask are sliced off, so everyone can see Phantom's mouth. Now, this is when Bellicor would kick Phantom in the face, sending him flying. Deku being worried, yelling, "Phantom!" as Bellicor would spin around and plunge both of his swords into Deku. Him saying, "You die here, Izuku Midoriya," as Bellicor would fire corrosion inside Deku's body, with Deku screaming out in pain, as Bellicor would, well, smirk, him taunting Deku saying, "What's wrong, Izuku Midoriya? Aren't you supposed to be a slime? Then come on, get out of this situation." And right after Bellicor said that, Deku would have used both of his hands to grab both of Bellicor's swords, him saying, "Now!" with Phantom coming in with her sword enchanted with hellfire, her swinging her sword down and onto both of Bellicor's triffing, and, well, slicing both of the triffing in half. Bellicor being shocked and angry, him yelling, "Bastard, why would you?" as Phantom would swing her sword towards Bellicor, with Bellicor using Black Mist to get away, as Deku would fall onto the ground, him pulling both of the swords out of his stomach, with Phantom asking, "Original, are you okay?" I'm fine, but can you please not call me Original?" "Then, boss?" "You know what? Whatever. Call me whatever you want." "Okay then, boss. Just don't say that out loud." "Understood." And while Deku and his clone, which is Phantom, are having this conversation, well, chat, Bellicor would have been very pissed off, him yelling, "You bastard! This is the second time you broke my things. You, Phantom, are going to die for that!" With Phantom looking towards Bellicor, her seeing that Bellicor is summoning another weapon again, him saying, "Summon Demon Gauntlet, Rage Monster," as two gauntlets would appear in Bellicor's hands, or just in Bellicor's hand. Basically, he's already wearing the gauntlets. Him yelling, "Die, Phantom!" as he would rush towards Phantom. Phantom also rushing towards Bellicor, as they would clash. Phantom swinging his sword at Bellicor, with Bellicor using his gauntlets to block most if not all of Phantom's attacks. And just as Phantom was swinging her sword towards Bellicor's head, Bellicor would have grabbed Phantom's arm, the one that's holding the sword, and using his other hand to punch Phantom in the stomach, and throwing her aside, with Deku creating his sword again, and enchanting it with black lightning, him rushing towards Bellicor, with Bellicor looking straight at Deku, him getting ready to block the attack, as this is when he will feel something coming towards him behind him. Bellicor looking back to see Phantom with her sword enchanted with hellfire rushing towards him as well. Bellicor smirking as he would enchant his gauntlets with corrosion, as he will block or grab both of Phantom's and Deku's sword. Him saying, "Is this the best you can do?" as he would break both of their swords. Him using his left hand to throw a back fist straight at Phantom, sending her flying back. Also using his left leg to do or just throw a roundhouse kick into Deku's face, sending Deku flying in the other direction. As Bellicor would start walking towards Phantom, Deku opening his eyes to see that Bellicor is almost at the place. Deku thinking, come on, a few more steps. As after a couple of seconds, Deku would have thought, yes, there. Him raising his hand towards Bellicor, him saying, Slime Prison, as the broken pieces of Deku's sword that is now around Bellicor would turn into slime, them jumping straight at Bellicor and wrapping around him, restraining his movements. Bellicor being confused and looking back at Deku, him saying, "Do you really think these can stop me?" as he would try to break free of the slime restraints, or just the slime prison. But just as he was about to do that, Phantom would have put her hand on the ground and used steel thread, as steel threads would come up from the ground that is around Bellicor, them going straight at Bellicor, wrapping around Bellicor's body and restraining his movements even more, with Bellicor getting even more angry, or just mad, as Phantom would charge up her Hellfire, with Deku in the other side doing the same thing, except that he is using Black Lightning. Phantom firing a wave of Hellfire straight at Bellicor, and on the other side, Deku would have fired Dragon Flash, him yelling, 80% Dragon Flash, and firing it straight towards Bellicor as well. With Bellicor looking at those two attacks, him thinking, come on, get out, as he would have broke free at the last second, but it would have still be too late, as the blast would have already been right next to him, so he would be, let's just say, hit by those two attacks, creating a giant shockwave. Deku using fog communication asking his clone, or just Phantom, did we defeat him? Phantom thinking, I don't know, boss. And as the smoke clears, they would have saw Bellicor there, just standing there, heavily injured. Seeing that Bellicor's right arm, which is the side that was hit by Deku's 80% Dragon Flash, it being, completely pitch black. Bellicor, he can't move his arm. He can't feel it. Heck, he can't even use the arm anymore. Because even though Bellicor used his gauntlet to protect himself, the Black Lightning would have still kind of gone through the defense. Well, not entirely. You see, the Black Lightning only destroyed the inside of Bellicor's arm. So this includes the arm's nerves, muscles, and a bit of the bones. Basically, everything inside the arm has been shut down and heavily injured. So even though there is an arm there, Bellicor can't do anything with it. And as for the left side, his arm would have been heavily burnt, and a part of his face would have been burnt as well. Now, I know you're wondering what happened to Bellicor's gauntlets. So let's just say that Bellicor's gauntlets is heavily damaged, but still repairable. Now, after seeing Bellicor still alive, Deku would have thought, how is he standing or even conscious? I need to stop him before he gets too strong for even me. As Deku would create his sword, enchanting it with black lightning and rushing towards Bellicor, him shouting, "This is for hurting my mom, Bellicor!" Bellicor saying, "I'll see you next time, Izuku." As black mist would appear and teleport Bellicor away from Deku and the whole entire USJ. And right after Bellicor teleported away, Deku would have immediately fallen onto the ground, him feeling all the drawbacks for overusing Black Lightning, since he was using 70% of Force Armor for the entire battle. So yeah, as Phantom would have ran up to Deku, her asking, "Boss, are you okay? I thought I told you not to call me that in public." I'm sorry. But seriously, are you okay?" "I'm fine. Go help the others." "But you..." "I'm fine. This is an order. Go help the others." Uh, yes, understood. With Phantom going to help the rest of Class 1A. Deku thinking, Seriously, how in the world does a slime feels pain?" Sage saying, I don't know, maybe because you win some, you lose some." "Well, whatever." Izuku? "Yeah, what is it, Sage?" "I suggest you walk back a couple steps." "Huh? Why?" "Because look up." Deku looking up to see something falling down, it hitting the ground and creating a giant shockwave, sending Deku back. Him thinking, what in the world was that? As All Might would come flying in as well. Deku being even more confused, him thinking, wait, All Might? As Deku would witness the epic fight between All Might and the Nomu. As we will get to the part where All Might just punched the Nomu out of the USJ. Deku thinking, damn, All Might is strong. How in the world is he still this strong? Wait, is that smoke coming off of him? Don't tell me it's already... As Deku would immediately try to move his body, but whenever he moves his body, he will feel an enormous amount of pain. Him thinking, come on, Izuku, you need to save All Might." Him trying to walk towards All Might, as it would be the point where Shigaraki and Kurogiri would have been running towards All Might, with Deku trying desperately to go and save All Might under all of those, well, pain. But just as Shigaraki was about to touch All Might, this is when Kirishima would have been, well, in the way, hardening his arm and blocking Shigaraki's attack, with Shigaraki touching Kirishima's arm with all of his 5 fingers, as Kirishima's arm would immediately start decaying. But before Shigaraki can do any more damage, this is when all of the other pro heroes would have arrived at the USJ, with Snipe, I believe that's what he's called, you know, the one with the handgun. He would shot or shoot Shigaraki in the arm and the chest. No, not the chest, I mean the shoulder. As Kurogiri would take Shigaraki and escape. As Deku would have been thankful that Kirishima got in the way of Shigaraki's attack, saving All Might's life, with him falling onto the ground because, well, the more he moves, the more pain he feels. So lying on the ground is the best bet for him. Now, this will be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!